If you're looking to move to Houston, Texas, but you want some space, you want maybe a large acreage community, but you still want tons of awesome amenities, you're gonna wanna check out Magnolia, Texas. And that's exactly what we're doing today. We just got some coffee right here at Hebrew's Coffee Shop, and Magnolia butts up right up to the back of the Woodlands, Texas. And today, we're gonna take you on a tour of Magnolia. We're gonna talk about how it's laid out, what all it has to offer, and really why it's growing so much. When I grew up here, Magnolia really wasn't all that to write home about, but now it's a completely different place with tons of housing options. And so we're actually gonna start here at the back of the Woodlands and work our way from New Magnolia out to Old Magnolia. And all along the way, we're gonna tell you everything that you could possibly need to know if you are looking to move here. And we're gonna show you your housing options at every single different price point so you can see if Magnolia is the right fit for you and your family. So let's dive in. Magnolia can actually be confusing for people that have never been here before. So I think it's important to give a little bit of backstory. See, Magnolia touches the Woodlands and Montgomery, and Magnolia isn't necessarily a dot on a map. It's not the actual city of Magnolia that we're talking about. Magnolia is really a big area, and it touches the back of the Woodlands. That's where we're at right now. We're at Hebrew's Coffee Shop, which is a cool local Christian shop, actually. They'll put Bible verses on their stuff. And it's pretty representative of the area, why people move to Magnolia. It's conservative, it's got Christian values. You can believe whatever you want here, but it definitely is gonna have an undertone of conservative Christian values. And when you're here at the back of the Woodlands, it's a very dense area. It's not too spread out. They've got tons and tons of shopping. Your big box retailers are located right here at the intersection of 1488 and 2978. And so it very much feels like it's still part of the Woodlands, but as you work your way out down 1488, which is what we're gonna do today, you'll start to feel that space. You'll start to feel that it gets more spread out, and you're definitely gonna notice when we check out some neighborhoods that the homes aren't stacked right on top of each other. That's the thing that people value the most about moving to Magnolia, that and the affordable price points. And so today we're gonna start right up at the back of the Woodlands, as I mentioned, and we're gonna head out down 1488, which is really the only major road that makes up Magnolia. So all of your development that you see that we're gonna show you in today's video is along this major road. And we're gonna go from the back of the Woodlands here in New Magnolia out to the old downtown area of Old Magnolia. We're gonna show you the space that you can get and really why it is that people are moving here. And I'm not gonna lie, Magnolia actually has some of my favorite neighborhoods to sell in. My friends that I've sold homes to and clients that all live here in Magnolia, they love it because they love exactly what they can get for their money and the amount of space that they can get for their money. And there's a bunch of different types of neighborhoods, and that's exactly what we're gonna check out. There's master plan communities that are booming, that have tons of potential with all this commercial development that's making its way here to Magnolia. And then there's still these really classy country spread out acreage communities, some with golf courses, with older homes, and some with brand new construction that we're gonna be getting you inside of. And I think the overall vibe of Magnolia that people fall in love with is that it's the best of both worlds. You have all these new modern amenities and you're still getting that kind of laid back country feel. And I think the one thing that I found our clients are falling in love with about Magnolia is it's the perfect blend of convenient amenities that are coming in every single day. There's a new one with this old kind of small town Texas feel to it. And this first neighborhood that we're gonna go check out was one of the coolest neighborhoods that any of my friends lived in growing up, and it's still a cool neighborhood. It's got an awesome golf course, and it really embodies what Magnolia is all about. It's custom homes on large acreage lots, and it's actually only 5 minutes from where we're at right now. So we're gonna hop in the truck, head that way, and on the way, I'm gonna show you where everybody shops here in Magnolia. So this intersection behind me right here is really where all of your shopping is gonna be done in Magnolia. This is 2978 and 1488. I'm gonna pull into the shopping center here, show you around, show you what this place has to offer. And so when I talk about the back of the Woodlands, the very back of the Woodlands, furthest from the freeway, is what's gonna butt up against Magnolia, and that is this intersection. And so if you hop right behind these big box retailers right here, you're gonna be in the Woodlands. And so a lot of people that live in the Woodlands shop here, and then a lot of people that live back that way towards Magnolia are gonna shop here as well. You've got everything from your Home Depots to your Target, TJ Maxx, Ross. You're also gonna have gyms over here. They've got multiple gyms just in this strip center alone. And then tons of food options. A lot of them are gonna be your fast foods that you would expect anywhere, but then you're gonna have your local mom and pop stuff. You've got a lot of Tex-Mex places here. That's kind of what Magnolia is known for. There's one every couple hundred yards as you drive down 1488. You're not gonna have a ton of fine dining here. The good thing though is because you're in Magnolia and touching the Woodlands, you can hop literally 5 minutes away into the Woodlands to go to some of your more upscale restaurants. Now, Growing up here, everyone had to come to this intersection to do their shopping. But now that 1488 is getting more and more developed, you're actually seeing commercial development the entire way from New Magnolia out towards Old Town Magnolia. So instead of having to drive all the way here to get your shopping done, sure, you'll still need to come here for your bigger, larger stores, but now you're starting to see stuff right up at the front of your neighborhood. First stop is Lake Windcrest, and it gets its name because of this right here. This is a private boatable lake inside of a large acreage community, and we're 5 minutes from the shopping center that we just left. So we haven't gone that far down 1488 yet, and we've already struck gold. You can get homes out here starting in the mid 500,000s for about a 2,000 square foot home, and you get these awesome, gorgeous lakefront homes anywhere up over that $1 million mark, settling in around 1.5 for some very big homes around 6,000 or 7,000 square feet. And that's not all that this neighborhood has to offer. It also has a country club with an 18-hole golf course that's in great shape. I've played in tournaments out here. It's an awesome time, and it's a very laid-back community. You'll get a sense of it as you drive through, that everything's spread out. It's a little slower pace of life, but it's still right next to all of those awesome amenities. Now, if you live in the neighborhood and you don't live on the lake, you still have access to it. They have a boat ramp, so you can keep your boats here. And what you'll notice too as you drive through the neighborhoods is some sections do allow secondary metal buildings. So if you want to have like a workshop or a storage shed for your boat, you can have that on your own property. And that's the benefit of getting that extra little bit of space out here. Now, I would say the only downside of Lake Windcrest is there's not gonna be a lot of new construction options out here. There are still a handful, but they're few and far between. So if you are looking for a home in this neighborhood, most of them are gonna be a little bit older in styles, but if you're okay with that, you cannot beat the location and everything that this neighborhood has to offer. And just so you know, this isn't a common occurrence in many neighborhoods, really anywhere in the Houston area. This is actually a hidden gem. A lot of people that live right across the street in other neighborhoods don't even know that there is a private boatable lake here. You can't even wakeboard in Lake Woodlands. You're not allowed to, but you are allowed to if you live right here in Lake Windcrest. Now, maybe you're like some YouTube clients that we have right now that loved everything Lake Windcrest had to offer as far as the space, but they had to have new construction. Well, luckily, just a few miles down the road, there's a new neighborhood that offers just that. Right now, we are standing in the front yard of a new construction home that we're actually under contract with some of our clients, maybe just like you, from YouTube. And what did they do? Well, it all started a couple months back. They liked, they subscribed, they tapped that bell for notifications, but eventually they gave us a call and they reached out and said, hey, we're looking to move to the area, told us what they were looking for, and ultimately we found them the perfect home that they're about to get to move into. So where are we? We are in Moston Manor Reserve. And this neighborhood is kind of a specialty sweet spot for building new construction homes, still at a very affordable price, but on some larger lots. So this home and most homes in this neighborhood are gonna sit on 1/3 of an acre lots, with prices still starting in the 500,000s. Now the home you see behind me, somewhere in the $700,000 range, and they get on up into the 800s here. Now, this home isn't the best to show you because it's not completed, but I just wanted to give you an example of what you can get for your money here if you are watching these videos thinking of moving to Magnolia. So we're gonna pop on over to the model home right now and show you exactly what a completed home right here in Moston Manor Reserve looks like. We're in the Harrisburg Homes model home, which is the same builder as the home we just showed you. And this model home is massive. It's 4,400 square feet. Now, not all the homes out here are gonna be this big. They actually start around 2,800 square feet, but they can get all the way up over 5,000 square feet. So no matter what size home you're looking for, you're gonna get it on a really large lot. And they've got a lot of nice custom finishes. You've got real hardwood floors. And one of the things that I like about Harrisburg is the price. Their prices start in the mid 500s. And if you went crazy building their biggest home, picking out all the bells and whistles, you might end up around $900,000. Now, this model home specifically is 4 bedrooms, and it's got a ton of extra space for the kids upstairs. It's got that bonus game room, the media rooms, and the finishes are honestly really on point for this price point. I'm not underwhelmed at all. I'm actually very, very impressed. You've got a really nice gourmet style kitchen with tons of cabinet space, and I really like the fact that this home doesn't feel crammed. It's nice and spread out, it's nice and wide, it's got plenty of space with a full 3-car garage, so it really lacks nothing. And this model home, as it stands right now, would probably still come in somewhere around that $800,000 price point. Now, if you aren't looking for this much space, maybe you care more about neighborhood amenities than you care about proximity to your neighbor, there's actually a brand new master plan community that is the talk of the town, and it's just a few more minutes right on down the road. Now, we just pulled out of the front of Mostyn Manor Reserve, and immediately you're gonna see a ton of new shopping centers. And it's not just one, it's like 5. You've got your H-E-B, which is the second massive grocery store we've seen in this little 10-mile stretch, but you've got Chase Bank, Shipley's Donuts, Twin Liquors, you've got a hot yoga place and a car wash, and all of that's right at the front of your neighborhood. We're about to pull up to Audubon, which is that master plan community that I was talking about. But between Mostyn, where we just left, and Audubon is actually Magnolia High School. It's one of the 2 main high schools that it's gonna feed into. And as you'll see right over here out the window, you can see that they've got their football stadium, and this is Magnolia High School. So just to touch on the schools in Magnolia are very highly rated. A lot of people move here just because of the school rankings. Now, Magnolia is a little bit more of a country vibe, so you'll see as we're driving, yeah, you've got these new shopping centers, but they're gonna be right next to pasture and farmland still. So you're kind of getting that perfect blend, and that's kind of how the schools are too. You got a lot of kids that are living out in the country that are still very much country kids, and then you've got these nicer, newer neighborhoods popping up here and there. So it's a really good mix of student population in the schools, and from all the parents that we've talked to, they seem very, very happy with Magnolia ISD. If you watch any of our videos, this model home might look familiar, and that's because it is. We've done a video on Audubon, which is the master plan community right here in Magnolia. It's right along the tollway, which we'll get to here in a second. We gotta tell you about that. But Audubon is an awesome community, and it's developed by Jaeger. So if you've seen our video on Harper's Preserve, it's the same developer, and they're just getting started out here, but they're making progress really quickly, and they've got plenty of different building options, starting with some smaller homes on some 40-foot lots around the low $300,000 price point, and working their way all the way up to homes this size, which this is a 70-foot Dries custom home that's still coming in price-wise in between the $550,000 to $750,000 price point. And they just announced that they're releasing some larger 80-foot estate lots that are still gonna come in fully decked out under that $1 million price point. So if you're looking for that master plan community with tons of amenities, you're gonna wanna look at Audubon. It's the only one out here that's as robust as a lot of the other master plan communities that we've shown you all around the Houston area. And they already have some key amenities in. They've got a lot of their nature trails. Obviously they have the nature component. They left a lot of these gorgeous pine trees that you're gonna get here on the north side of Houston. But alongside of the parks that they currently have, they're currently under development and construction on their new pool and fitness center. And so that whole amenity complex should be completed within the year. And typically what I've found selling in these communities is that as soon as those amenities go in, it pops. All the younger families start to move in because of these amenities. And it really is a great way to get to know your neighbors when you buy in these newer developments. So if you don't need all that extra space and you're wanting a new construction home zoned to these great schools with all of these amenities, you're gonna wanna be sure to check out Audubon. All right, we just pulled out of Audubon. We're hopping back on 1488 and we are almost to Old Magnolia. But before we get there, I wanted to point something out. Right here is Highway 249, and this is a very big deal. Growing up here, my deterrent from living in Magnolia was that you had to come all the way down 1488 and go all the way back just to get to the freeway to commute in and out of Houston. Well, now you don't. See, this road right here is a game changer because it is a tollway that shoots directly into Houston. It goes from Magnolia, it runs through Tomball. It's about a 15-minute commute, which is a whole other suburb that we have a vlog on that has a lot of great shopping and amenities. And so what used to be the country is no longer the country. You've got this Audubon master plan community here, you've got the toll road, and then really just 2 or 3 more miles, and we're gonna be right in Old Magnolia. And we're actually gonna go grab a bite at one of my favorite places. So we finally made it to Old Magnolia. We're actually sitting down at the meeting place, which is my buddy's dad's barbecue joint. And let me tell you, regardless of bias, try it for yourself. It's the best barbecue anywhere around here. And Old Magnolia is gonna be very different from where we started. Old Magnolia is still very much a small country town. Now, there's a lot of cool stuff that's kind of taking place here, but it still has that authentic, rustic vibe to it. And so just down the road, we're at the intersection of 1488 and 1774. And so literally probably a quarter mile that direction, you're still gonna have more of your mom and pop stuff that exists here in Magnolia. That's pretty much the old stoplight that started Magnolia. And right next to us here, you're gonna have Magnolia West High School, which is the second high school that everybody would be zoned to. So if you live in Magnolia, if you live in New Magnolia, most likely you're going to Magnolia High School. And if you live out here in Old Magnolia, you're gonna go to Magnolia West. And shout out to Justin, he's my buddy and he's the football coach over there. And they've got a really good sports program. So both schools are gonna be great options for your kids. I'm really excited to see the growth that's actually taking place here in Old Magnolia because you've got some breweries that are actually located down here, which don't sleep on those. If you're into craft beer, they're definitely worth checking out. You've got some newer restaurants that are here that are local, not food chains. And then one staple of Old Magnolia that's been here forever, since before anything was here, is actually the Texas Renaissance Festival. It's probably a mile down the road this way. We'll pass it on the way to our next neighborhood. But the Renaissance Festival is cool. It's open for a couple months a year, and it's just like it sounds. People dress up in costumes, and you really just need to see it to believe it, but it's a good time. People actually camp out there, and it's not just for kids. They'll take kids on field trips if you live locally, but it's for adults. People go out there and they party. They drink beer, they eat turkey legs, they watch comedy shows, they watch jousting, and have a good time. And so the Renaissance Festival is a big staple right here in Old Magnolia. Now, we still have one neighborhood to go check out, and it might be my favorite. It's a large acreage custom home community with homes starting around the $1 million price point. But before we go check that out, I've got to dig into this first. We've made it to High Meadow Estates, which is gonna be your largest lot options out of anything that we've seen today. You've got lots out here starting at 1 acre and going all the way up to 4 acre. So it's really gonna give you that space that you're looking for. And with that space comes the opportunity to build really massive, wide, expansive custom homes. And that's what people buy here in High Meadow Estates to do, is to build custom homes. And so you're gonna buy a lot first from the developer or a resale lot, and then you're gonna get to pick your builder. And we've actually featured this neighborhood in one of our other videos, and we are currently building a home for a client in this neighborhood with Jamestown Estate Homes. So we've got their model home up on our channel, as well as Partners in Building, which is right down the road. But we're actually in Harrisburg Homes' new model home, and I hadn't even been in here until today because they just opened it. It doesn't have furniture, unfortunately, but it's still very tricked out, very cool house. And this might surprise you, but this is the same builder we were in earlier over in Mauston Manor Reserve, which goes to show you that the same builder can build different products in different neighborhoods. And this home's really well appointed. They've got some really cool custom features in here. They have a massive kitchen island. I love the legs on this island. They've got the apron front cooktop. They've got tons of cabinetry, and they even have quite a flashy mini bar over in the corner. This home's gonna be right around 5,000 square feet. It's massive, it's over 100 feet wide. I don't know its exact width, but this is the type of home you can build when you buy those 1 acre plus lots. And it's not just the home, but it's also when you walk out on the back porch, you don't see your neighbors. You get views of the woods. A lot of people will keep all of the trees up for privacy. And when you've got over 1 acre, you really can do anything you want. You'll see a lot of people with pools out here. But we have one client who's under contract right now building just a couple blocks over, and he's putting a pickleball court in his own backyard for personal use. So you can literally do whatever you want. So that's what people are coming out here for, to High Meadow Estates. And not to confuse anyone, we are right on the border of Magnolia and Montgomery. And so we actually featured High Meadow Estates in our video of Montgomery. There is some overlap. It's right on the border. So whether you're looking to live in Montgomery or Magnolia, you're gonna wanna check out High Meadow Estates. Well, this thing is a beauty, and it is still for sale. So if you're looking in High Meadow Estates, or maybe you want that awesome master plan community experience, go check out our videos. We've got one on High Meadow Estates, we've got one on Audubon, and we've got plenty of others for you to check out. But if you are looking to move here to Magnolia and it interests you, don't be shy. Give us that call, shoot us a text, send us an email. That way we can help you make a smooth move right here to Magnolia, Texas.